Yay, we made it. Oh my goodness, it's so beautiful out. I had no idea. I hadn't been outside yet, and it's so warm. Hey, see you later, buddy. It's This Moment in Music. We made it. Thank you so much. My name's Hal Walker. It's This Moment in Music. Welcome to the show. My guest today is Anthony Taddeo, one of my favorite musicians in the whole world. Thanks for being here, Anthony. Everyone enjoy the show. Let's go. Let's do it. This Moment in Music. Bye. Yay. Hey. Hello. Hey, let me just fix one thing here. Hey, everybody. Hey, welcome. It's This Moment in Music. I'm so glad you're here. Oh, it was rough getting out of bed this morning, but I learned something. I have a lesson to teach you. I have a good life lesson today that I taught myself. And it starts with having a task to do. I woke up and I was like, oh God, I got to do that show. Oh gosh, I got to do that show at 11 o'clock. Ugh. You ever get that feeling, that ugh feeling? I know, me too. So anyway, I was watching, whenever I have that ugh feeling, every once in a while I pick up TikTok just to like preoccupy myself from the big ugh. And hey, Ants Trains, right on. Good to have you here. Ants Trains, yes. So this is what I watched. Watch this. This is a person off of TikTok giving us a little bit of wisdom.
One of the most interesting findings to come out of neuroscience in the past 15 or 20 years regards the task positive network and the default mode network. The TPN, the task positive network, lights up 4 different regions of your brain when you're doing something, frying an egg, digging a hole. When you finish doing the egg or the hole, the TPN shuts down, and what lights up is the default mode network, or what I call the demon, the DMN. The reason it's the demon, it's the seat of the imagination, and often it just sends out a stream of negative messages. And this explains the tendency in people with ADHD to ruminate, brood, and get stuck in negative places. To shut off the DMN, do something. Dig a hole, fry an egg. It'll shut it right down.
So there we have a little wisdom from TikTok. So it was about 9:40, and I got a text from Anthony, and he sent me some music, and our plan was to collaborate. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's 9:40, the show's at 11, it's time to move into action. So I got out, I pulled the covers away. I pulled the cover in slow motion. I got out, not actually in slow motion, in quick motion. I jumped out of bed, I ran to the computer, and I started creating. And like within minutes, I was engaged. I was doing a task, and life was coming into me, and I was collaborating with one of my favorite musicians, Anthony. And within about an hour, I came up with this. So I'm really pleased with this. Anthony, this is the debut of the Anthony and Hal experience. Yeah, right on. Woo! I love that. So that's the whole story. It's like I just went. It was a transformation. It was a transformation. Thanks. I had sort of given up that on the whole concept of enjoying the morning, and then suddenly all this started happening, and it was just such an enjoyable way to spend the morning. So here we have Anthony today. I'm going to bring him on now. Let's see. I just grabbed this off of TikTok. This is one of his. He recently joined TikTok. So if you are on TikTok, it's time to go follow Anthony. Here he is jamming out with something from the kitchen. Let's hear what Anthony has. And I think his whole family is surrounding him. So here he is.
Ciao bello.
Hey, Anthony.
Hey.
Hey, boy.
Hey, Hal.
Hey. Yes. Let's just laugh the whole time. Let off all that nervous energy.
I'm good. I got enough coffee to do it. Let's go.
Yay. So are you the kind of guy that just picks things out of the kitchen and starts making music with them?
Usually the sound has to inspire me to at least like a base level degree, and then yes, that's exactly what happens.
Well, go ahead.
Well, it's something that was fostered. This is why it's important to surround yourself with people that care about you, folks. My wife is super supportive of all the crazy, stupid things that I do in my life.
Yay.
And that's huge. It really is. It's a really life-giving thing. And yeah, so like early on in our relationship, I'm a drummer, so I'm always drumming on things. I'm making sounds. But she's always been encouraging of like, oh, that's cool. You're making. That's cool that you find these, melodies and things that like most people wouldn't find any musicality in, right? And that's when I started that kitchen table music thing, and that opened up my ears in a different way. That project where basically I took everyday objects and just searched for the music in them. It's a fun exercise for anyone, really. And so that pan, it's like, when it makes sounds like that, how can you resist? It's so great.
It's got a nice bass tone. It's got a real.
Oh man, when you move it up to the mic, it's
really
crazy.
Sweet. Well, Anthony, let's make a little music to get us warmed up. I like that thing we were doing yesterday. I was really liking that. Can we jam out on that for a minute?
Without a doubt.
So Anthony's going to lay it down, and I'm going to see what I can put on top of it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey, Amy. All right. Yeah. Oh gosh, my rhythm things hadn't started really. Oh, that was cool, man. You're doing an amazing thing there. He's a half second behind, and he is keeping that really super solid rhythm. I love it.
Good, good. It's you never know on this end. You're like, I hope this sounds like it's in rhythm. All right.
It was. My nervous system was having a hard time finding it, but it was there. Hey Anthony, so does that rhythm you just played have a name? Like, is that
I have this habit of finding instruments that I really love and then just doing whatever I want with them. You can attest. You understand this perfectly because you took things like the can and that's not like what they wanted you to do with it necessarily or what they traditionally do with it. You were just like, this is what I want to do with it. So
exactly.
That's what I do. Like, there are several percussion instruments that I've more or less taught myself how to play. Like the cajon was the first one I ever did that with. The cajon was, and that's why I have a special relationship with it. Because no one told me this is how you have to play the cajon, right? I've just developed my own voice on it, and it's made it a special connection. So with this drum, this particular frame drum is actually it's a hybrid that was specifically made for me, but it's based on an Italian frame drum called a tamborello. And the traditional way to play it is actually this really fast triplet rhythm, and it's called the tarantella or la pizzica, depending on what region in Italy you're in. And so you actually use your hand, and you saw it when I was with the playing on that pan, right? You use your hand in this way to get the triplet. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Right. And there's a bunch of other traditions in Italy. You can also, if you kind of have this shape with your hand, you can get a similar triplet thing. Right? So you can kind of use that. Or they have some where you're actually shaking. A lot harder. But so between that and other things that I've learned about, like what is the other instrument that I'm thinking of? Oh, a rick. You know what a rick is? It's a very small little frame drum, usually really high pitched, but it has these jingles. So you can I had Bruno is the guy that made this for me. He's from Italy, and I had him put these jingles on here. He calls this a riccarello. And basically, by combining different frame drum techniques, you can just kind of do whatever you want. You can kind of get more of a drum set feel. You can get more of a world feel. You can play it like a lap style drum. You can even like kind of use your left hand to get some jingle.
That's cool. You know, I'm having this experience when my body finds the groove, I want to move. Like I'm waiting to hear it, and then you settle into something. It's like, oh yeah, there it is. And it's like my whole body wants to move. I love that feeling of there it is. There it is. I can feel it now.
That's what I mean. From a very, very early stage in my career, that was something that attracted me to percussion, and just my style of playing is like, if that isn't achieved at some point, then what's the point? You know, like, I want people to feel good. I want them to feel this. I want them to enter into that with me. You know what I mean?
You know,
I think you can attest to that again, because you're huge on community. And to me, that's like, music is a means to community for me.
Well, the one thing, my experience of you as a musician is all about joy. Like I remember I was at the Barking Spider. I think it was one of the last nights you were there, and I drove all the way up to Cleveland. It was late at night, and I don't normally drive to Cleveland because I was like 40 minutes all the way. And I got there, and I arrived in this huge huddle of people celebrating or grieving the end of this legendary music venue, the Barking Spider. And there was Anthony right in the middle of it all, and you were just exuding joy. That's really what and every time I've seen you play, it's like you're just like, you got the smile, and you're just like, you seem to be enjoying yourself and spreading joy. So it's beautiful.
Well, I mean, how can you not? It's such a privilege. It's such an insane honor and privilege that we have to do this. It's just crazy. And it's just beautiful too, because we hold such a specific role in society. You know, we bring joy, we bring truth as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just such a beautiful thing. I think about this stuff a lot, and I used to get maybe a little nervous or get a little uptight and think like, you know, oh man, do I suck right now? But
right.
when you get into that place, then it's no longer your heart and your mind are no longer where they need to be. That's a selfish place to be, actually.
Right.
You know, when you're
constantly fighting that.
Yeah. So for me, it's about others again, like I was saying. And if people are enjoying it, then I'm enjoying it. It's so much fun.
So Anthony, the show is called This Moment in Music, and one of the questions I often like to ask my guests is, would you? And I should have given you some warning about this, but recall a musical moment in your life. And I'll give you a second here. Recall just a moment having to do with music, whether you were listening, whether you were performing, whether it was someone else, and take a second and bring us back to that moment and tell us what it was.
Cool. Well, I will bring you back to one that I will happily go back to. That was when I got to meet my hero in music. It's Jack DeJohnette. He was a jazz drummer, someone that I've listened to my whole, young career, and someone that I've always admired. Collect all the records. You get all the books. You know what I mean? Like he's been a huge impact on me, and I got the chance to meet him. Gosh, I guess it's a couple years ago now. But it didn't just stop there. What happened was, if you know Jamie Haddad, who's also like huge musical mentor in my life, I call him my musical father because he's had that kind of impact on my life. He called me and he was like, because I originally was asking, like, is there any way I can get there early to this performance? It was a performance in Oberlin, and he teaches out there. Like, is there any way I can get out there to meet Jack? This is like a dream of mine, to just have a normal conversation with him, not like after a gig where there's a line of people that want to talk to him, right?
Right.
And he's like, yeah, you can help me set up the drums. I was like, amazing. So he calls me that morning. He's like, yeah, why don't you come get breakfast with me? We're over at this spot in Oberlin. I was like, okay, cool. And I show up, and it's Jamie and Jack DeJohnette and the pianist from the group sitting at the table. And I was like, oh, my God. This is crazy.
So
I had breakfast with Jack DeJohnette, which was insane and so beautiful. And then after the concert, everyone went back to Jamie's house because, that's his vibe. And Jack DeJohnette inevitably ends up in the basement where all the toys and all the drums are.
Oh, no.
And we all played music together now. It was like, I was so happy and so nervous all at the same time. I probably could have passed out. That I will never forget it. I'll never
beautiful.
forget it.
I love that story.
It was so beautiful. Yeah.
So do you have some other percussion toys laying around? Not percussion toys. I shouldn't say percussion toys, but I mean, for a drummer, that's what they are. Yeah. It's all toys. I have a house full of toys.
Exactly. These are some cool shakers. So I have a partnership with Out of the Drawer Percussion.
Nice.
And they make these flat shakers that are super cool.
Sweet. Let's see. I'm gonna take myself away so I can get a big picture of that. Nice. Yeah. What are? Ooh, those are nice. They're wooden, huh?
Yeah, everyone thinks they're like a cell phone case or something.
Yeah, those are sweet. You could fit it right in your pocket. That is. Ooh, I
Oh,
want some of those.
see, that's your
Ooh,
vibe right
that
there,
is
right?
my vibe.
So these, again, no one told me. I mean, I know how to play a shaker, but there were no rules, and I kind of thrive in that area. So
Yay.
I've kind of developed a few different ways that I like to play them. But you can hear just immediately that they almost have this. There's like a specific kind of swing that is in Brazilian music, you know, a
Uh-huh.
specific kind of lilt, and they kind of naturally have it. So sometimes I like to stack them like this and
Uh-huh.
playing together because it gets a little bit more rich of a sound.
Yeah.
So you can hear that like a check, 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 check,
Can we jam on that? I don't want to
Yeah,
go to
so
the same the
no, no,
same
no,
thing
this-
I was doing before, but
this is what I want to show you. This is what I want to show you. So
Okay.
I was thinking more about it, and I was like, they almost remind me too of the banaculas.
Ooh, yeah, I could go get the
You see what I'm saying?
Banaculas.
They have a no, but they have a similar timbre, right? So
Yeah,
I was
right.
thinking like, why can't I just make the same kind of clicking sound that the banaculas make? So I
Oh.
did. I started working on like this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Doesn't that
Sweet.
sound similar?
Sweet,
It's
that's
crazy,
nice.
right? So-
That's great. Anthony, let me go get my Banaculas and see if we can have a double jam.
a shaker jam.
shaker
Yeah,
jam.
I'm down. I'm
Keep
down.
going. I'll
Let's
be
do it.
right back in 10 seconds. The other option is to add the can. I'll add some can music to it.
All right, all right. What kind of groove are you looking for, Hal?
I'm looking for an Anthony Taddeo original.
All right. Yeah. All right. All right. You'll get it. You'll get it. 1, 2, 3. Oh.
That was nice. Anthony, we got to be, one of these days we'll be in the same room and we can really make it happen. It's
Man,
hard.
You you just talking about that barking spider night made me nervous. Just thinking about all those people together.
Oh,
That's how
yeah, just.
That's how
Right.
conditioned we are right now. I was like, ah,
Yeah.
a lot
Where's
of
my,
people.
that was before the mask days, huh? Oh, man.
doesn't that feel like forever ago?
So, Anthony, one of the things that I am interested in is the creative process. Do you see yourself as a creative drummer? Like, do you in the sort of spectrum of drummers, are there creative drummers and more methodical drummers, or?
Yeah, no, that's a fair question. I see myself as a melodic drummer. I think that that's something that's integral to my approach. I when you This is why I like getting older, Hal, because you gain more wisdom and ideas and stronger ideas just in regards to your artistry. And I find that, yeah, there are pocket drummers, right? There are drummers that they just want the most solid pocket.
Uh-huh.
You know, they just want to make everything feel super good. There are drummers that are super choppy, that like their thing is they can play so fast and so many notes, and that's amazing. That's
Mhm.
a totally different skill set. there are drummers like Jamie who work on a very textural level. You know, there is the deep groove aspect, of course, but there's also this creation of ideas and textures happening all the time. And when I heard him do that kind of stuff, that's kind of where I felt pulled to, because that allows you to be in so many different arenas. And like I
Right.
mentioned earlier, music is a gateway to community for me. And I like being someone that can kind of mold and shape my sound to whatever the experience needs, whatever that show needs, whatever that artist needs. So I think of myself as melodic and textural. Those are the two
Mm,
big things for me.
nice. And so within melody and texture, there's all kinds of choices that you can make, and all kind of places you can explore, huh?
Yes, absolutely.
Nice. Well, Anthony, let's see. Let's do one more. Can we hear one more musical instrument before we have to go, just so we can? Or actually, I have a video I can play of you that I thought was kind of cool. This Anthony, where is it? Anthony. Let's see what that is. I love this. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Yes, that's cool. Hey, everyone.
Yeah.
This is
That was
Anthony. Go ahead, Anthony. Go ahead.
yeah, that track was from my first ever album that I created on my own. That's it's called Self Portraits. And the idea
Yes.
was I had turned 30, and so my idea was that I wanted to create a timestamp of where I was as an artist. You know, like, and I thought back to painters and visual artists that would do a self portrait. They weren't doing a self portrait to say, "Hey, look how awesome I am." You know, they
Uh
were doing a self
huh.
portrait to be to say like, "This is how I see myself right now." And
Yes.
so I
Yes.
wanted to create an album with that idea of, okay, self portraits. I'm taking these little, snapshots of my favorite things to do, my favorite textures in this moment. You know, all the flaws. I didn't do any fancy editing where I took out mistakes and things like that. You know, it was all just raw in the moment improvisations, and then afterwards, I liked what came out of it so much that I actually asked people to do duets on top of it and kind of, flipped the script, as they say, by having people accompany me instead of me always accompanying other people. And it was really fun because at that
Yes.
point the drums were the composition and the other instruments were kind of being a supporter.
Yeah, that's great. So, Anthony, we're out of time, but where can we find out more? What's the best place?
AnthonyTadeo.com has
That's
all the
great.
things
Yes.
that you need. It has
You know,
links to social media, links to YouTube, links
links
to
to
all the different
Patreon.
projects.
Yesterday was Anthony's birthday, and I thought if I could give
True.
one gift to Anthony, I would hope that I would direct one person over to his $3 a month Patreon.
Yes,
I
that'd be
know how
awesome.
important those $3 a month subscribers are, man. We get 20 of them, and we're suddenly like really rocking it.
It's pretty amazing. Patreon is huge. I mean, it's obviously boomed substantially since quarantine and since
Yes,
we've
I know. I
lost
know.
a ton of money.
Right.
But it's so cool, and that's actually been fun too, to like learn these new skill sets of editing video, as you
Yes,
know,
right.
right? Um, it's forced us creatives to continue to be more and more creative. And Patreon is such an amazing way to connect with people. It goes beyond social media and all this craziness of just like kind of this fake interaction with people to more of a real interaction with people, where they're like getting a real glimpse into your life, where you're developing more of a friendship with your audience than just a mere like on a video.
Yeah, that's a good reminder. Well, Anthony, I'm going to introduce my guest for Friday as Moira Smiley, who is a world-class composer and singer. And Anthony, it was really a treat to have you on. Stick around. I'm going to say hi to you after the show. But everyone, Anthony Taddeo, give him some love. And here's Moira Smiley, who's my guest on Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern Time on YouTube.
With our voices, unzip the horizon with our voices, unzip the horizon with our voices. Sometime, anytime you wanna bellow at the sky, call on me, we'll unzip the horizon with our voices. Sometime, anytime you wanna bellow at the sky, call on me, we'll unzip the horizon with our voices. You ask me why I sing soft now, and did the world beat me down? 'Cause back then I sang hard, I sang proud, but where are the edges now? Ukrainian song of before the revolution.
Yeah, that's all you get for now. Whew. Dang, Moira.
That's amazing.
I know. Everyone, thank you for my Patreon supporters, the keepers of the moment. Here's a little Gordon, thank you. Terry and Nancy and Ken, Jane, Patricia, Mike, and Caroline. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here today. We always end with this song, and usually people sing along in harmony. And it goes like this. You've got a light, the light inside you. Go on your way in peace. So shine that light, the light inside you. Go on your way in peace. The world is waiting in the hope of another day. She will carry you safely through the stumbles and the falls on your way. Just remember that I'm loving you and you're loving me. So as you go, won't you go on your way now in peace? Yes, as you go, won't you go on your way now in peace? All right, everybody. Thank you. This has been great. Hey, Human, thanks for asking. He's saying, where's the can? Well, the show is over now. Come back on Friday and I can play some can, or look for me on TikTok. Everybody, have a great day. Thanks so much for joining me. Thanks again to Anthony. And see you on Friday, hopefully. Bye-bye.